Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Well, it's the end of an era, and we're all here to pay our respects to a man that has changed our lives in many, many ways, and just a very important stage to a lot of people. And I don't think a lot of people realize the significance of a place like this, and just some tiny little stage in the junior high in Southern California, but it means a lot to a lot of us. So we'll take a little tour of what it is, and maybe we'll reflect on a few things that it used to be. But for the most part, everybody's aware of the backstage area. This is a very important spot. A lot of videos came in here. A lot of people in these theaters before, or in this room before. But I remember when we first did this theater in like 2000 or 99 and 2000, and there used to be like a printer here, like a photocopier, and just some intern that worked for the school just scanning prints for teachers while we did plays and stuff like that. But eventually they dedicated this spot to just being for theater, and it's been this ever since. But let's take a walk. Let's take a look at what we have. For those of you that haven't been here in forever, we'll see if we can jog your memory. But let's go this way. Let's see what we can find. Not much has changed. Girls' dressing room, boys' dressing room. That area right over there, that used to be open for all the other actors and stuff while we waited for lines and stuff like that. It was really cool. But let's get to the cream of the crop. Let's actually go to the stage and see what we have. But it's not just me that's here. We have Alex here. Hello. Good old Alex.
I saw you there.
Yeah. He has his humble beginnings here as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
By sitting in the back and doing absolutely nothing while watching everyone do something.
And look at him now. More than like 3 words out of this guy. He used to not speak a word. And now, this guy does videos. This guy's a comedian. It's hilarious. Do you owe anything to the theater for that? Is there any sort of... Chris, no.
Hey!
Where did you come from? Holy crap. What's up?
Not much!
You're here.
I know. Hey! Is that a video for I don't know.
No, it's a video, but this is it, right?
I know.
Is it crazy?
It's crazy.
It's over. There's gonna be, it's funny, in a couple days, there's gonna be absolutely no reason to come back here, which is kind of sad. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I have a lot to owe to this theater. Do you? Yeah.
14, what? You guys started in 2003, right?
2000.
2000?
And we have
14
another
years.
person here. Who is this?
14. I'm a person.
Go on. Yeah. We'll do this for Chris. Yeah. So you were here for a while.
I was. 2004 to 2008. So just four years.
And is there anything significant about the theater that sort of stayed with you?
I think so. I mean, a lot. I think, how you convey yourself as a person drastically changes. Teaches you confidence, self-confidence, and that you have to believe in yourself, and that's something that I still carry with me now, working in my current career. So,
how important do you think this theater is to people? Some people.
Very important. I know when I went here that there were students that would have done something else that would not have been beneficial to them had they not heard about this program. So I think it's very important. So a lot of kids don't know what to do between when school ends and before they have to go home, and that's always a scary thing. So at least we always provided a nice environment for everyone to grow and meet
What kind
new
of
friends.
environment do you think that was?
It's a safe but challenging environment that, you know, everyone wanted to, there was a certain level of competition between everyone, like a friendly competition that, you know, kept everyone on their toes. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like a big family, you know, bit of a screw up, but a family nonetheless, you know, we fight everything.
My question is, everyone who's here that stayed for as long as they did after school or during plays or even the years that went on was by choice.
Yeah.
No one was forced to be here.
Yeah.
What do you think was that thing that made people want to be here?
It's weird. I think it's that like little bit of, this sounds super snooty in a second here, but it's that little je ne sais quoi where it's like it's just a magnet just drags you back in here. And I think it's part of it is the fact that you do build memories here and you do build, you know, your own little family outside of family. And for some people, it is their family. So, so I think that's what keeps bringing people back all these years. And Mr. Maher, along with Mrs. Wagner, have provided so much help to so many people. And, you know, Mr. Maher always treated everyone like his own kids. So that was always a very, very important thing.
What kind of influence do you think Mr. Maher had on students, alumni?
That regardless of how life goes, you know, good or bad, you always have something to run to. And it's always this small theater that, you know, Lilac. So.
Chris Knott brings up an interesting point in that, like, it gave people a place to go. You know? I mean, we didn't have to be here, but there was something that compelled us to come every day and, you know, challenge yourself to put on a play, to memorize lines, to be a stage manager, whatever your role was, you did it because that's what you wanted to be identified as, that's what you wanted to be. And this place gave a lot of kids with no identity a reason to do something every day and feel like they're contributing to a bigger picture. And I think we owe that to Mr. Maher. We owe that to this theater. I owe that to this theater, and I owe that to Mr. Maher. I was just some quiet kid. I was a techie, and he gave me a chance. And I don't think I would have not nearly completed as many things or attempted to do as many things as I did outside of this theater had it not been for this place to give me the confidence to not be embarrassed, you know. And that's really important. And I don't think Mr. Maher realizes how important this theater is to a lot of people, so including myself. But we'll continue on with this. Let's get to the heart of it all. It's right over here. Ready when you are. You on?
Rolling.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is the Mecca. Yeah, good old Black Box Theater. But this theater, before any of all of this, was just, there were no curtains. It was a poorly painted stage. We had, yeah, it just was wrecked. And it was like a storage facility prior to that. And just a bunch of kids after school came, cleaned it up, and made it to whatever this is now. But it's come a long way from when I first started here. We had no lights. It was very, you know, just ragtag and just get dirty. But a lot of amazing plays happened here prior that I would never have thought would have happened. We did Romeo and Juliet's, we've done Christmas carols, we've done original plays, we've done, I think the biggest one that I can recall is Oliver. That was probably one of the most cohesive groups of alumni and new students, and it was just like this culmination of talent and passion and so much going on in that one play. Like, it was so divine, like it worked out miraculously. Like, I remember seeing it when it was like a bare stage and just a bunch of kids that couldn't sing and thinking to myself, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? And that was months of planning and crying and frustration, but in the end we pulled off a really, really tight-knit play, and I don't think it'll ever be emulated ever again. And I don't think anybody will ever be on that same stage ever again. But you know, that was when everyone became a family, and from then on, that's what drama became, was this family and this togetherness, and that's when you really built memories and friendships. And I just wouldn't be anything without this stage. It's really, I keep saying it, but it's really important that this stage existed, because it brought people that wouldn't have normally hung out together, and brought them together. But I remember doing alumni plays here. I did Much Ado About Nothing, and that was a lot of fun. Doing a lot of all kinds of things, but it's crazy. I'm not the only person that's been here, and I'm not the only person that has memories here, but I'm sure we can go through a catalog of so many events that have happened on this stage, whether it be setting things up, whether it be blocking, whether it be goofing off, which happened a lot here. But it's just, I don't know what to say. You know, I'm speechless. I'm very saddened that it's over. I owe my life to this stage. I've met great people here. I've met people that are going to be with me forever. I've met the love of my life here. I've met my best friends here. And it was just a platform for success for a lot of people here. And though they might not have gone into the arts or become actors or continued on with theater, it really helped propel them into the real world and help them and give them the necessary tools to be ready to take on a lot of challenges. And we owe that to this stage, and we owe that to one guy. A very selfless person. And, you know, what else is there to say about it? It's just some stupid little stage theater, but it means so much to us. And I just hope people don't forget this, because time will come and the sands of time will fall, and this theater will eventually just be forgotten. But I hope that all of you that have been here and have graced these stages or even been a part of it as anything will always remember this place for something more than just a place for kids to act. You know, it's a home, and this is my home. There he is. Same old with kids. It's like this. All of this is all in one room. All these photos, all these kids, all these memories, all these moments are all in here. And they wouldn't have existed. Alright, we're here with the man himself, Mr. Maher. We've given a lot of kids a lot of opportunity and a lot of chances to find themselves. What do you have to say about the Lilac Theater and what it's meant to a lot of people?
Well, I remember when you first started here, many, many years ago, and you were in the first group, and you and Brian, and it was just one of the most exciting things that ever happened. And this theater transformed my life just as much, I think, as it did yours, you guys, because it made fiction three-dimensional. Everything came to life instead of being in a book. And I remember the times that we'd be in the back trying to get everything built, and Brian would be, I'd say, can we make this? And he'd think about it, he'd come back the next day with an idea. And now there's some 1,400, 1,500 people, kids that have gone through, and a lot of them are now grown-ups.
A lot of us have long left this theater, but gone on and done something with our lives. But what was your original intention when starting this theater? I mean, when I recall, the theater was just a storage facility, and we didn't have any of the proper equipment. It was just really just a black stage and some lights.
I was once told by a teacher at our school that it was a dumb idea to have a theater because these kids around here would never amount to anything. And I was so shocked that somebody would actually say something like that, that I wanted to show that they could not only achieve more than most schools, but they could be one of the best drama programs in the state. And the passion that all of you guys put into it, I think that's where you learned what you could do. And that was the point, was finding out what you never dreamed you were capable of, and then you could use that the rest of your life.
True. I mean, I had no ambition to be an actor or do any sort of theater prior to this. I actually came to the theater because you were my English professor. And it was a rainy Friday. And I just remember that I had to wait for my ride home and it wasn't coming for like another hour or two. And I remember you telling us in the English class that you were starting a drama program on that Friday. So I knew that this classroom was open.
It was a dry place for you.
And I went in and it was just like this huge group of kids in there. And the numbers slowly got cut down to like a few, but that was initially how I first got here. It was just on a whim. And I remember just coming every day after that. I mean, there was no incentive. You weren't paying us. But I found myself coming here every day. I don't know what gravitated me towards coming to this theater, but I think I took a lot from being here. I met a lot of people, and I kept coming back even after I had graduated from here. But through that, I met some lifelong friends, and I think I owe a lot of my character and my wants to aspire to do as much as I can with my life further because of this stage. I think that's.
Well, there's a lot of lives that have walked across that stage, whether it's Chloe or Thomas, yourself, Manny, the list just goes on, and it's meant so much to me to see all of you come back and contribute, because most people, when they leave a junior high school, don't come back. And you were involved with our first musical, Oliver. You kept contributing to it, and it just made extended family. And so the younger kids learned what was expected by the older kids. And so it became a larger family each time. And I'm going to miss this place a great deal. It's been about 15 years now that this place has been a living, breathing theater. And it's been a really bittersweet moment for me to have to leave.
Genesis loves like a dog. I just do it just.
You think you're leaving it on good terms, though?
I do. They're trying to find someone that can teach both theater and choir, and that would be a fantastic combination. But whoever gets it is coming into an amazing theater for a middle school with state-of-the-art equipment and a tradition. And so you're not going to find that. A lot of high schools don't even have that.
Yeah, this theater has come a long way in 15 years to just come up to what it is now, but I'm glad that you see it kind of putting it to rest where it needs to be. All the strings are tied and everything is ready to go. You're ready to put it down.
It is, and I know that very last day when everybody's left, I'm going to sit down on the stage and just sit for a couple of hours and just think of all the plays that have gone on that little stage and remember all of you, and I'm sure I'll be crying because it's going to be a sad moment for me, but then I'll walk away.
I think that after, in a couple days, after you leave and this place is closed up, I don't think there's going to be a reason for a lot of us to come back. And it's kind of a sad realization that that's sort of the end of an era. It's sort of like saying goodbye to like a childhood home.
I have the same feeling because when I let go, I have to let go. I have to let the new person have it as their stage. And it's when I drive away from Paradise Hills, this has been my home for 27 years. And I remember when I first started teaching at Bell, it's hard to imagine that I've had 48 students who are children of former students of mine. And it's just not leaving the theater, it's leaving this area, and I've fallen in love with it. Paradise Hills lives up to its name.
Well, I was part of the first year of alumni, or not alumni, first year of drama. I'll say that again. Yeah. I was part of the first year of drama, but I was a very different kid. I was like 15 when I first came here. What do you remember about me?
You caught on quickly. It was like you made the comment that Romeo was just too moody. He was too. He was crying all the time, and just reading the script and not paying attention, you're not going to get that. And I was taken by the fact that you understood the character, just as did Jesse. It was, and each person who played Romeo played it differently. They played it with their own spirit, and that was important because I didn't want you to play something that was what you've seen before. I wanted it to come out of you.
Yeah, I mean, I was just some kid with no direction. I had no confidence to do anything, and I think I just came here and you saw something in me that I didn't know was there, and I kind of went with it, you know, and I believed that because of you. You know, I don't think I would have had that confidence to keep doing things. It hadn't been for you randomly choosing me to just be Romeo. You know, I mean, it was one play, but through that, I think I gained the courage to kind of challenge myself to do other things beyond theater, even. You know, one thing I remember most about you is you never wanted me to improv on stage, and I remember there was a play we did, I can't even remember which one it was, but I remember doing something, and I remember you telling me to never go off book, or to never...
Tempest.
Right. I remember doing that.
And you had the little doll?
Yeah. And I remember doing something, I can't remember what it is, but I did it anyway, and I remember you telling me prior to not do something off that wasn't part of the script. And after it had finished, you had come up to me and you said, don't ever tell me what, no, don't ever let me tell you what to do ever again.
Well, it's quite possible I can be wrong about things. And I do want to mention, because he never really understood how important he was, that I could not have done a lot of the plays without Brian. Brian was the person that I could just simply say, Brian, this is what I need, because I didn't have the technical ability to do it. And he would just think about it, he'd figure it out. And I leaned on Brian more than he knew. And that got us off, because he was there for about 5 years, coming back and helping. And he was my right-hand man. And he would be as upset with the techies as I was with the actors for not knowing their parts as the actors not knowing their parts. And so he really came through.
All right. I think we've gotten everything we need, but do you want to say one last thing to all your alumni and your drama kids before we put this place to rest?
Uno más, Mr. Maher.
I'm really proud of all of you. We've been through a lot, and it's time for me to go on and do my next chapter, but you'll always be with me. And always remember that what you did on the stage here years ago, you can do much bigger now, and I know you will. And please keep in contact, because I really want to know about when you get married, when you fall in love with a new job, when a child comes into your life. I remember Alexa contacting me and saying that she was reading a story I had read to her in drama or seminar class. And all of you have added to my life, and I want to thank you for it. It's really made me young, and that's something that I'll never be able to just say enough about. Thank you.
Well, hello. My name is Alex Guerrero, and this is where I started, here at Drama Club. I didn't do anything, really. The reason why I sat in here was because my brother Jose, he joined. He was the first one who joined Drama Club, and I had to wait for him to leave, so I just kicked it in here, really. and watch everyone else work hard, and I did nothing, pretty much. I don't know if Shaun's gonna ask me something.
How did you eventually start contributing?
Jesse. Jesse was the first one, actually. He, I still remember the conversation. I think he was talking to KJ, or I don't know who he was talking to, but he was saying it's so easy to make a friend. I don't know how that came about, but Jesse just came up to me, said, "Hi, I'm Jesse. What's your name?" "Alex." He said, "Okay, here's a broomstick. Start sweeping." I said, okay, he's older than me, so I'm just gonna listen to him. And so, that's how I actually joined Drama Club. Was because of Jesse. And
So then what did you eventually end up becoming in Drama Club?
I eventually became a techie. I first started working with the sound with, who was it, Brian, Claire. Who else was up there? Any of you guys remember? Brian, Claire, lighting. I did the sound for like the first few plays, and then I helped out backstage.
Did the drama program benefit you in any way?
Yes.
How did it benefit you immediately at the time?
How did it benefit me? Well, let's see. Well, I mean, I guess, let's see.
What did it do for you when you first joined?
Well, it definitely forced me in a way not to be shy. I guess you can say something like that, because if you knew me before, even with my friends outside of Drama Club, I was still like one of the quietest people. But Drama Club was actually the place that kind of pushed me, I guess, to have more confidence, you know, in myself, and just kind of speak to certain ideas for, you know, I don't know, for techies, or just to, I guess really just to have confidence in myself, not just within the theater, but even outside the theater. So that's how.
Has there been anything since then that stayed with you? Any traits or things that you learned, or things that you learned about yourself that has sort of resonated with you even long after you've left this theater?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, like, has this theater helped you even now, even long after you've left it? Has it given you any tools or necessary things to contribute to your life, or has it given you a new, has it given you anything that you carried with you since being here?
Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna, it's like, I don't want to repeat myself, but I mean, that's the one main thing that's really impacted me with Drama Club was just having, you know, just finding that confidence in myself, you know, I mean, the confidence to help others within the theater, the confidence to help others out the theater, and really just to be open-minded to certain things and new ideas.
Do you think you've made some like friends here that you've
yeah.
like lifelong friends?
Oh yeah, lots of long-time friends that, you know, of course, have taught me a lot as well, you know, because I've met them here. Of course, you, Brian, Jesse, there's Chris Knopf.
How important do you think this theater is to a lot of former students?
It's too important, you know, and it's it's sad. It's sad to see that this place is going to be gone within a few days, and I'm pretty sure everyone who's been here for a long time is definitely touched by the fact that Mr. Maher is retiring. There's going to be no more Lilac Theater. But I mean, of course, at the same time, I'm pretty sure people will remember this place, of course. You know, like, just because the place is gone doesn't mean that, you know, we're gonna forget about it, you know. So for those alumni that didn't have a chance to drop by, or for those who were just watching this, you know, just remember the good times we've had here, you know, the bad times, but hey, we learned as, you know, we were here and just gotta move forward. But it's been a really good experience working here in the Lilac Theater.
Good. Thanks.
And this is
well done.
So what's up, Jesse?
What's up? How's it going, guys? Well, this is gonna be like an interview like he had, because it'd be easier to answer questions.
Okay, we'll do that. So, let's just start with your name.
How's it going? My name is Jesse Gonzalez.
And how important do you think this theater is to a lot of students?
You know, I won't speak for everyone, but I'll speak for myself, because I'm sure there are people that were in my boat. When I started this place, I actually didn't get to do this on the thing I shot for myself, but when I started here, I was actually a completely different person. Not only did I not act the same, I didn't look the same either. I was going down a path that made me look like a cholo, because I kind of was. I was a gang banger in a sense. Bell Junior High was not always the place that it is now. It was a little bit more dangerous back then. People really bolstered that lifestyle up, so that's what I gravitated to, and coming here really showed me, you know, what I was capable of, what I could do. As long as I actually put some kind of thought and effort behind something, it showed that I can accomplish more than just what's on the outside.
Do you think that this theater brought in a bunch of people from different cultures and lifestyles and backgrounds together?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the proof of that is in all of our pictures. All of our pictures. It's not just one single race or creed of person. It's definitely... And you know what? You wouldn't want that either in a creative place, in a creative space. You wouldn't want that. Why? Because creativity doesn't come from everyone sharing the same exact beliefs and feelings. It comes from the interaction of clashing things and people that aren't willing to always get along at first sight. I mean, that's what creates drama in the first place. What do you want to recreate on this stage? It's drama, real life drama. And the more different kind of characters you have portraying the actual characters on stage, the better, I would say.
So then, through that, then basically this theater is the summation of what a family can be.
Most definitely. It's a very tribal feeling. If you've never gone to any kind of an old camp or something like a class that, you know, teaches you how to do something you've never done before, it's definitely, what's the word? I can't even come... It's a good system. You come in, someone teaches you, and you learn, and it's an apprenticeship basically. I guess the best way I could put it is I learn from someone else learns from me, and that's what this place was able to do for a lot of people who didn't have big brothers or big sisters or a father figure telling them what to do with their lives. The fact that they could come here and someone teach them something useful to take up their time and something useful to do with their time, I mean, that was a good thing.
Do you think you've learned more here than just acting and stage work?
I'd actually I'd probably say that acting and stage work are, of course, I learned a lot here for that, but it's not the main thing I learned here for that. That's not the main thing I take away from when I think about this place. When I think about this place, a lot of the stuff that comes to mind is more like who you choose to be in your family. A lot of people think that family is only skin deep or blood deep, but it really is the people that you allow yourself to be surrounded by, the people that you allow yourself to be influenced by. And you know what? Coming here, I realized that I put myself in a good situation, a better situation that most kids in my position then would have put themselves. And in that instance, in that situation, you know, I grew up to be, I think, the best man I could have possibly been, and it all stemmed from here. Because you learn more than just acting and whatnot. You learn how to be a person, you learn how to be accepting, you learn how to just love. Theater's, I feel like that's what theater's about anyway, learning how to love.
Are you sad to see this theater go?
Most definitely, man. You know, theater lights are supposed to stay on. And they will stay on. Someone else will come here. It's just a sad realization that, you know, we won't be on the stage. Anyone connected to the former drama club in Lilac Theater, they won't step on this stage. But it's sad. I mean, Mr. Maher is, like I said, a lot of people had him as a father figure, and people won't have him as that when he's gone, you know? He doesn't have the opportunity to influence kids the way he did. And that's, you know, in all actuality, probably the saddest thing. Because you don't get teachers like Mr. Maher very often. And trust me, for a kid like me to come from where I came from and to be where I am now, you need more of those people around.
Cool. Good. It's a good one.
Yeah, good one. Alright guys, well that was me. I'm Jesse. I
Got any specific memories that you want to share?
The best memory I will always share of this stage is, of course, hanging out with my friends. I had something to do after school that wasn't going home and shooting up. It was nice. You come here, you mess around with the guy behind this camera, make friends, mess around with this guy. My best memory here was actually my Romeo and Juliet performance, because I fucking nailed it. Sorry for being so fucking coy and crass, but it's the truth. When you finally figure out, hey, I nailed that, you don't get that much in life. And when you can actually sit there as a teen, preteen, and say, I had that, I did it to my utmost best. You know, that to me was my favorite memory. I did it. And for a lot of kids, that's all they need to know, is that they did it.
That's a good point, actually. Jesse brings up a good point. I think it just gave a lot of kids a reason to get up and do something. And at the end of the day, it gave you a physical thing to look back and say, wow, I helped contribute to something. I helped put on a play. You know, any small feat that you did, whether it be an actor or a techie or anything, you just felt like you were contributing to like the bigger picture. And you really learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about what it meant to be a family. You learned a lot about togetherness, because it was everything that a family was. It was good and bad. It was crying. It was stress. It was anger. It was forgiving and moving on. And I think this theater really prepared a lot of us for a lot of the things that we would run into in this world. And having those tools and being already equipped with the ability to have that leg up with being able to understand people and being able to forgive people, being able to move on from situations, being able to learn from situations, really came from being able to just being here from 2 o'clock to how many hours we'd be here. And I think it was just a really important stage for a lot of people, and I hate to see it go. But we'll look at it one more time, and we'll turn off the lights, and that's the end of that chapter. And I just think it's time to put it to rest, and we're putting it down on good terms. And I hope everybody will always keep this theater alive in their hearts, and will tell stories about this and carry a piece of it with you all throughout. I know I will. I know everyone else in this room will. And I can't thank everybody enough. Everybody that I've met here, from Mr. Maher to all my friends and everyone that's graced these stages. You know, thank you for your contribution to this stage. Thank you for your friendship and your guidance and companionship. Thank you for the memories. And I love you all, and I love this stage, and I love the Lilac Theater, and I am going to be an alumni for life, as well as all of us. And let's leave it at that. So, that's it. let's turn off these lights and let's call it a day. Let's turn off these lights.
This switch over here.
Okay. Will we be able to just like black it out if you just stood here?
Just the ghost light's on.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
Alright. Watch out, Jesse. I'm gonna turn off the lights. Cool. You ready?
Yeah.
Jesse, get out of the way.
Oh, I didn't even know I was in the shot.
Alright. Ready?
Yeah.
Thank you, Lilac Theater. You've been far too kind.